Well, hello, Linda. How are you today? My name is Jason, and you are such an awesome and amazing individual. You bring so much value and greatness to the people and the situations around you, and that's just incredible. I want to take a little time today and just jump into some of the greatness that you bring and help bring some understanding there. First of all, when I talk about personality, it's not a box that I'm trying to fit you into or that I want you to try to fit yourself into either. But I'd encourage you to rather see it as a platform from which you can continue to, build your success on. You can continue to bring your style of greatness, how awesome you are to the people in the world around you, rather than, trying to fit yourself into a certain parameter, but see it, you can continue to express yourself and the way you do that. And secondly, our strengths, our style of awesome, the things we do come so naturally to us that we can forget they're valuable. And so I just wanted to make you aware of that as well. Just because it comes easily, just because it comes naturally, just because that's the way you just see and do things, doesn't mean that it's not unique. It doesn't mean it's not valuable. It doesn't mean it's not special. And so it actually is amazing. It's awesome when you are who you are in that. And so just remember that as we go forward here. So I'm going to share my screen and we will look at your report here. So you came back as the peacemaker, which is a combination of the S and the C, or the language I like to use for the S and C is the executor and the refiner. So you have this great combination of you are able to connect with people, build close relationships, meaningful relationships, create a team or a family environment. You're able to have empathy for people. You feel where they're at. They feel seen and heard and valued whenever they're around you. You can see things that need to be done and next or accomplished. You see needs before other people see them, as well as you have this the refiner side, which is, high accuracy. You bring excellence. You can see a systematic way things, go into play. And so you can not only execute and accomplish things, but you can see the systematic approach to that and pull that all together. And so this is an amazing and unique combination of who you are. It's so valuable to everybody around you. Just some of the general characteristics. You're careful, you think things through, you process information, as you make decisions and things, possessive, sensitive. And so don't see that in a negative sense, possessive as in you take ownership. Some people see something that need to be done. Some people don't even see what needs to be done, right? Or some people are asked to do something and they just like, whatever, but you take possession of it and you value making sure it gets completed and accomplished. You're probably found a lot even in the background, taking care of things that other people are unaware of or just overlooking. You're picking up the pieces and filling in the blanks, I'm sure. And so that's awesome. That brings a lot of stability to situations and to people's lives and things. We'll get into that a little more. Slow to make changes, predictable. And again, just because you bring this great level of excellence and follow through, you like to know what's coming. You like to have time to process things. And non-confrontational internalizes feelings. And so that's where you're creating these friendly relationships and interactions with people. You don't approach people with strong verbal communication, strong body language, or aggressive, even not in a negative sense, but you're just not aggressive and confrontational. And you prefer situations that are not that either. And so just to realize, and I may find that here somewhere else, but if you find yourself in situations and environments where there's a lot of confrontational interaction, that will actually could cause you some stress or frustration, and you'll feel that because you are this person who connects in a friendly environment and makes people feel valued. And just know, so if you find yourself, hey, I'm feeling drained, mentally, emotionally, my energy is feeling drained, it's probably when you're in an environment where there's disagreement, arguments, and again, it's not always negative, but it's like if people are disagreeing on an approach to something or there's some conflict, you'll feel that because you're so in tune with who people are and how they feel. So uh, Linda, as a peacemaker style, is kind in nature and very detail oriented. And so there it is. You're this kind person who makes people feel safe. You create a safe and secure environment for people, relationally, for people to work and operate in. So I don't know if you took the assessment with a focus on, the environment of business or family or social, whatever it was, but wherever you are, all across these areas, you'll create this um, friendly, family environment, safe environment for people, and you'll make sure the details are handled, that the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. And that's just awesome. Peacemakers are caring about the people around them. And so you're always going to be looking and engaging, hey, making sure people are taken care of. They possess the qualities that make them very meticulous at task completion. And so some people have a lot of ideas, some people start a lot of things, but you'll be making sure that things are followed through and accomplished. You'll want to execute and finish A and B and C and D. Let's not just start a bunch of things, let's actually start something and finish it. And you'll make sure it's done with a high level of excellence and quality that comes into play. Winging it probably, just trying it, wing it, slap it together is probably not a great space for you because you're creating this high level of quality and excellence, and that's amazing. Linda is loyal to supported leaders and is an excellent person to have on the team. And so you're this great team player and you create this great team environment and you connect and bring people in. You probably enjoy supporting someone who sees, this is where we're going, let's go here. And you're able to kind of come in and create stability around that, create some structure, accomplish things around that, whether, again, a family member having an idea, let's go here, they decided to do something, and you can make sure it gets accomplished in a good way that's involving everybody. Or if it's on a team, this is what we're doing, this is the project we are working on, and you are able to follow some steps and pull that together, create stability there. Sometimes people tend to try to push the people who operate in the background a little bit, try to push them out in front. Hey, you be more front, you make some decisions, you drive it forward. That may not be a super comfortable space for you. And it doesn't mean you're wrong or bad. It's actually part of the greatness you bring is that you support the person who likes to make the decisions and drive it forward. And so playing a supportive role there is awesome for you. I do want to encourage you, because you work so well, you see, the cracks and the holes that need filled. You want to bring that excellence. You're that all-in team player. Sometimes you can tend to overcommit, or people can intentionally or unintentionally take advantage of you always being there, always making sure things are done, bringing that excellence, high quality. You probably end up doing more than your share of work, of tasks, of taking on responsibilities, because you want to make sure people are taken care of, the team is moving forward, family is moving forward, whatever it is, and that this high level excellence and quality is being accomplished in the task. And so, to realize that you're not actually hurting people when you set boundaries sometimes and say, okay, I'm wearing myself out, I'm doing too much, or, you guys know that I'm going to pick up the pieces, and so you don't care at all anymore. and it's not always easy for you, but it's okay to say, I'm actually not going to be able to do that because it won't be the best for you or for me, right? Because if you're worn out, you're not producing your best, which is going to impact everyone around you, and that's why it won't be the best for them either. And so just being aware of that sometimes. You exhibit stability in relationships. you're going to be someone that can be counted on. Linda is going to show up as Linda every day. It's not one day I'm here, one day I'm not. You're not flaky in your relationships. You're stable and safe in that. People can count on you. They know you'll be there as a friend, or they know you'll be there as a coworker in the team, and that's super valuable. That's awesome. People have no doubt who you are, that you'll be there. Peacemakers enjoy people, but prefer a few close friends to many acquaintances. They like small groups rather than crowds. And so that's where you function well. Some people do really well. Big groups, front of the crowd, they like to be the center of attention, but they don't work so well in, small, close groups and relationships. That's actually ideal for you, where you can work one-on-one or with a few people that you feel good with. And you'll create that tight team connection there, and that close relationship, and that's awesome. Now, again, just because you prefer that doesn't mean it's wrong. It's part of the greatness and awesomeness you carry, because those close relationships would be missing. That close team connection would be missing if it were only people that operated in the big group type setting. And so you bring that into play. Precision is imperative in everything Linda does. Peacemakers can be counted on to carry out any task correctly. So again, that excellence, that quality, that correctness is going to come into play. And it's just amazing that it's going to be, if it's a task, it's going to be accomplished right, and something that's going to be lasting. If it's a product or anything like that, like there's going to be a great level of quality and excellence in that piece as well. And so if it's planning with your family, you'll make sure things are accomplished that will last long term, that will create stability for everyone around you, and that's awesome. Linda prefers a rational and moderate approach when first entering new situations and tries to avoid extremes. So some people like to go way off here and then this and all over the place, and like all in. Let's bet, bet the farm, the ranch, whatever it is. And sometimes they win, sometimes they lose, and they win big and lose big. But you're coming in and creating this more stable approach and saying, hey, let's not lose everything if this doesn't quite work out. And it's okay if we don't win everything, because we'll still make progress. And so you kind of bring this middle line, which is awesome. It helps stabilize the ideas and the risk-taking people. And so we need both, right? We need both in the world to accomplish things. And so don't look down on yourself for saying, hey, how do we not be so extreme in this approach? That's a strength and a gift. A realist who always weighs options before making a decision to move ahead. Linda thinks through alternatives and choices carefully. And so you maybe heard this before, like, why do you keep asking for information? Why do you need more clarity on things? And that could make you feel bad in the past, but I want to encourage you today that no, that's actually a strength. And here's the thing, you ask for more information or clarity before you make a decision or take a step or start something, because you bring this high level of quality and excellence. So when people say, hey, this is my expectation, you probably exceed the expectation of what you do, as well as you want to make sure you're able to follow through and accomplish it and complete it, because you're not someone who just starts and then, starts the next thing and starts the next thing. You actually follow through and complete it and make sure it's done, which is amazing. And so you also want to know what is involved here. I need to know if I can accomplish it and complete it, and can I do it with a high level of excellence. And so that's why you take some time to think through it. You ask for a little more information than some people, and that's fine. For me too, like, I don't make a buying decision on the spot. When people try to sell me something or pressure me, I always ask for time to think about it, because I know that's where I'm going to function best. That's where I'm going to be the most, produce well and be the happiest. And so that's part of your amazing strength, because of the other pieces you're bringing into play there. A loyal friend, Linda is patient and caring when attending to the needs of others. This is usually an even-paced individual who thrives in a peaceful, harmonious environment. And so again, that care for people, that ability to connect with them, make them feel seen and heard, safe, You know, it's awesome. And then you're not over here, you're just even pace, you're bringing stability in your life, you're bringing stability to the lives and the situations of the people around you. They feel safe and secure with you, and then you bring this peaceful environment where you are bringing this connection and helping people get along in that. And again, because you bring that, you bring the ability, you create the ability for people to get along, connect when there's that conflict or disagreement that can be frustrating internally to you because of that. Neat and orderly, awesome. You'll bring that order, that neatness. And Linda likes to clarify expectations before undertaking new projects, and we touched on that a little bit earlier, because you want to make sure you can complete it and that you can complete it with excellence. Again, you're awesome, Linda. So amazing. Okay, a couple motivating goals or things that will be motivating to you. Security, because you like to, you know, create something that's going to be lasting, that's going to be sustainable, that's going to be secure. You'll find you'll feel like when there's a lot of change, it probably is kind of wasteful and not sustainable. And so you'll try to stabilize things. You'll bring that security that's motivating for you. If you can work at something to stabilize it, accomplish it, and correct procedures. You know, you'd like to know how to do things correctly and properly because you're bringing that high standard into play. Some of the value to the team, quality and correctness. Boom, there it is. Quality and correctness oriented, dependable, and consistent. Like people can count on you, they know you'll get it done, and you'll always, that consistency will be there, that follow through, that execution, that relational side, you know, being there, connecting relationships, being relational, and following through on the details. Awesome. So an area here is called the greatest fears, and what I want to do is bring some understanding there. When these areas are touched, we can have a feeling or a reaction inside, internally or sometimes externally. And so when we're aware of, hey, why am I feeling this way? And what do I do with it? If it's a one-off situation here or there, you know, you can understand, oh, this is why I'm having this feeling or this frustration. I can make these decisions. I can manage myself and make great decisions for myself and the other people involved, and we can get through. But if you find yourself in relationships or in situations where these are constantly hit, what you begin to find is that mentally, emotionally, and then ultimately physically, you're drained of energy, and you begin to come in a place of like survival. And that's where, rather than being energized by the people you're around and the environment you're in, you're drained, and that can be frustrating. And so just being aware in those types of situations, you may have to say, hey, do I need to make a change here, either in what I'm doing or the relationship here, or, you know, the situation, the environment, and just looking at that. And so abandonment is one of the fears. And again, well, I'll just read them all here first and then explain. Antagonism, and right here, I'll get to the loss of security and being criticized next. But abandonment, antagonism, because you're this person who creates that great connection and relationship and that friendly, safe environment, if it feels like you're going to be left alone, right? Or there's going to be conflict or strong interactions, you'll have a feeling and reaction, you know? You could have a feeling or reaction. And so again, if it's one-off, you say, well, there's some strong communication here. Don't worry, they may not be attacking me or the person. I can just, you know, make some good decisions. We'll get through this situation, and we know we'll figure it out, work it out. And on the other side, you know, we'll still be friends, or there'll still be a great connection here. I can help bring some stability in this situation. I can help bring some connection or whatever. And you can manage yourself through that. That would be a one-off. But again, if it's on a constant, thing where you're feeling rejected or pushed out of the group, or there's a lot of strong communication, challenging verbal communication, or challenging each other all the time, then that greatness, that gift that you bring of bringing that connection, that teamwork, and that feeling of belonging is not being used. And so that's where you'll feel you begin to slip into survival mode, and feel de-energized. And so I would encourage you to look at it and say, hey, do I need to change some things? Because being around this all of the time is wearing me out, and it's not letting me produce what I actually do. And so my greatness is not being utilized here. And then loss of security and being criticized. Loss of security because you create such a stable environment practically and in things that are done, as well as in relationship. If there's always change, if people are inconsistent in their relationship with you, to be aware of that. Or people are criticized because you bring this high level of excellence and quality. If you're being criticized either for what you're doing, or criticized for how you're connecting with people, you'll feel that. And so recognizing, hey, it's because I bring this stability and security for everyone, and because I bring this acceptance of people and things around me, that's why you're sensitive to the criticism. And so again, if it's a one-off, how do I manage myself through? But if it's continually there, then my gift, my greatness that I'm carrying is not being received, and not being able to be expressed. And so you may need to change some things there. Some of the value to the group, again, there's a lot. I'll just read a couple. Reliable, steady, and loyal team member. Awesome. Playing a great role there. And good listener, patient, and empathetic. So you'll listen to people, you'll make them feel seen, make them feel heard, and you can connect with them, and feel what they're feeling. And that's amazing. People feel safe in that space. Again, just an encouragement on that. Just because you can feel what people are feeling, and you connect there, you don't have to own everybody else. You don't have to take responsibility for everybody else, right? So you can connect, create a safe place for them, help them know they're valuable, help them see how they can do things, but you don't have to do everything for them. You don't have to own everything for them, because you'll end up wearing yourself out. You only have so many hours in the day. You have only so much energy, and it's okay to sometimes say, I need to take a moment for Linda. And I know you're energized by helping other people, so don't take that away at all. But every now and then you might have to say, hey, it's okay to make a decision for me. I need to rest, or I need to say no to this. So some of your positive characteristics in groups, and again, there's so many amazing things, but I'll just highlight a few. Instinctive relators. You relate automatically to people, and people can relate to you. You make others feel like they belong. Amazing. No one will ever feel left behind or unseen when you're around. Can see a process for doing things, so you can see how things fall into place, the way a practical, sensible way to accomplish things. Intuitive about people and relationships. You just have this intuition. You can feel what's going on, what's coming there, and you consider elements of a total project. So you can see things coming in place down the line. Some people are big picture, they see the potential, what can be done, but you begin to see the pieces that are in play for the whole project. And so that's also amazing. Let's just jump down here to your power discs, your strengths in leadership. And again, with all of this, like, this is not an IQ test. This is not saying how smart you are or are not. This is just all about energy and what you produce well, and what you love to, what you bring and what you love to focus on. And so we'll look at the areas you're high in. My encouragement always is, if you can connect with people who are high in the areas you're low in, rather than, this will take a lot more energy to work on the influencing part for you. it'll take a lot of your energy to do it. Not that you can't do it, but it'll use a lot of energy. And so the more you can have somebody who has, like, it doesn't take any energy for them to do that, they actually are energized by that, the better it'll be for you. And so if you can focus on your processing and detailing and persisting and relating, that's where it takes, it doesn't take a lot of energy for you to do that. You're actually energized by that, the better. So processing, you like to be hands-on and are great at following through and finishing strong. That's where, you'll execute on it, you'll complete it. You can see the process and you like to follow through the process and you'll make sure it's done. So that's awesome. Detailing, you're often asked to help out others in a group or a team because you can assist them in finding potential limitations in their plan. So the details, the facts, the figures, seeing how things fall in line, the analytical mind and thought process is high. Persisting, others like working together with you because you typically do more than your share of whatever's required, and this makes the entire team look good. I touched on that earlier. You're probably filling in the blanks, picking up the pieces, all that stuff, because you want to make sure things are going to get completed, they're going to be finished. And so if you see someone's missing something, you'll make sure it gets done. Again, just don't let people take advantage of you because you'll be able to put up with it for so long. You'll cram down the frustration and be like, yeah, I'll do it. And eventually it'll be like overwhelmed, right? Again, it's amazing skill set, but it's okay every now and then to say no, or this is getting too much. And relating, you value relationships and know what it takes to nurture them. You go out of your way to make new team members feel welcome and want to be included. And so that's an amazing relationship part as well. People around you, no matter where it is, are going to feel so valued and so important and taken care of. That's awesome. And finally, here at the end, we want to look at these three graphs. The first one is how you feel, the environment or the people around you want you to be. The second one is under pressure, so tight deadlines to get something done or need to make a decision. It's how you show up. And the third one is how you see yourself and how you feel you are naturally. And so when there's differences between these three, and you can see there's some differences, that can lead to some frustration, that can lead to stress. And so I want to take a look at that and say, hey, the reason that is because you feel like you can't show up truly as who you are. And so that can be frustrating. And so as we see here on the first one, they're all pretty close together. And so this is telling me that you either are unclear on what the environment, around you, I don't know if you took this in business or family or whatever it is, but probably across multiple environments, but the environment you're in, you're either unclear on what is expected of you or wanted of you by either the environment or by the people there, or it's new and there's been some change, which also makes you a little unclear there. And so you're trying to be a little bit of everything to everybody, and you could find that's tending to make you a little bit tired or a little worn out or frustrated, because instead of being able to say, hey, I'm this, I'm this peacemaker and I bring in this connection and the stability and this empathy and excellence and quality and all that stuff. You're trying to be, communicate and be fun and optimistic. And then you're trying to be a little more decisive, make some decisions or whatever. And you feel like you can't actually focus in and do and be what you do and who you are the best. And so first of all, I would encourage you to ask, is this expectation, so is it because I'm unclear that I feel like I have to be everything, I don't know what's expected of me, or is it because, that's what I feel, I need to be everything to everyone? So if you're unclear, if that's what's expected or what people want, how can you get some clarity? Can you ask someone? Can you, figure some things out so you know what is expected in the environment? And then when you find out what's expected, or if it's you feeling like you're expected to be everything to everybody, um, is it a feeling you have? Is it perception that they need you to be everything, or is it real? If it's perception, can you begin to just show up as yourself with the S&C and be who you are best? And that's going to help everybody. If it's real, if people are saying, well, we want you to, just to be this combination of I, S, and C, is there a way that you can begin to explain to them and communicate to them, show them how when you are who you are naturally, it will bring the best for them, for the company, the team, whatever it is, the family, and work that out. So a couple approaches. First of all, do they want you to be everything, or are you just unsure what needs to be? If you're unsure, can you get some clarity, and can you move into showing up as the peacemaker, the S and the C, right? Don't get clarity and they say, well, we want you to be this optimistic communicator, and then try to fit yourself into that, because then it'll also be frustrating. I'll continue to show there this awesome natural style you have. So I hope that's not too complicated, but brings some understanding, just to clarify what's going on there, and then is it real expectation or perceived, and how can you shift it in both settings. And then secondly here, you may find, you've ever wondered why when we get to a tight deadline or we need to make a decision, do I like slow things down even more and ask more questions and connect? Well, you can see your S goes up a little bit more because you're looking to stabilize and make sure things are going to be sustainable. And so just allowing yourself to get that information there and continuing to move forward should help you there. So, Linda, I hope this helps bring some clarity to your awesomeness, your unique style. You bring so much value. You are an amazing person, and I want to encourage you, just continue to show up with that greatness. It's super needed. It's super valuable to the people, the situations around you, and it's part of the greatness that you carry and who you are. So have a wonderful day. Bye.